My position is going to be slightly different. I'm going to vote in opposition to the bill today. We were given a choice between a job-killing default by the Republican majority in the Congress. It will be supported likely by some Democrats when it comes up for a vote later on today. A choice between a job-killing default and job-killing austerity. We chose job-killing austerity. And the implications for state programs that require federal matching funds are enormous across this country. 9.2% unemployment in the land, higher than the entire civil rights movement period of the 60s. Higher unemployment than when Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his I Have a Dream speech in 1968, where unemployment was under 5%. And yet that rally and that march was called the March for Jobs with Justice. Even with 5% unemployment, Martin Luther King Jr. in 1963 is making the case for a dream of an America where every American has a job and where there is full employment. We were not operating in the context of cutting entitlement programs in 1963, cutting programs to benefit our seniors and to benefit the most vulnerable amongst us. Today we are at 9.2% unemployment, and the federal government is heading in the opposite direction of the Great Society.
So do you feel like the president sold you out? Did he capitulate?
I'm not prepared to say that. What I am prepared to say is that the last line of defense for the poor is the administration. Clearly, a minority within the Congress of the United States has held up the presidency. It's held up the process. It has shaken down this process. And as I indicated in a press release that I sent to all of you not long ago, this president is being treated, from my perspective in these negotiations, fundamentally different than any other president in modern American history. You've heard the numbers, how many times since 1962 we've raised the debt ceiling with a clean vote. You've heard the numbers, how many times President Ronald Reagan raised the debt ceiling and Democratic majorities or minorities did not stick up the president and add provisions or put it in a particular context. With this president, it is different. The vitriol is different. The behavior of members of Congress during the State of the Union is different. In every single negotiation, it's different. And so I am concerned. I'm not prepared to say that. I am prepared to say, however, that it might be because he's from the south side of Chicago. Have a good day, everyone.
Should he have pushed harder, or you think he did everything he could do?
Well, you know, there are 435 members of the House. There are 100 United States senators. There is one president of the United States. And we are the last line of defense in defending the poor. We're their last line of defense. They count on the federal government to do what the states that are also in deficit spending are incapable of doing. Most states have a balanced budget amendment as part of their state constitutions. And therefore, many states already operate in the context of balanced budget amendments, and yet we're looking at unprecedented poverty and misery economically in the land within the states. And so those states rely upon the federal government to close profound gaps that exist in their shortcomings, whether in revenue, whether in good times or in bad times through the various programs. And what we're seeing here now is the possibility and the likelihood of the absence of the federal government in their capacity to handle these problems for the states in the future. And if that happens, we could be looking at unprecedented misery in the land. Thank you very much.
Is south side of Chicago an euphemism for African Americans?
Mr. Bowen, how are you going to vote?
Have a good day.
I don't know yet. We'll see.